What is a mummy makeover procedure? A mummy makeover procedure is an umbrella term that encompasses various procedures that can be combined to improve somebody's body after either weight loss or after having children. There are certain areas that can be addressed either in one go or a number of procedures. So I'm going to go into each and every one of those. To start with, the most common area that women seek consultation with has to do with their breast. Often after breastfeeding or the changes that our bodies go through during pregnancy might result to what is called ptosis of the breast, or more colloquially known as droopy breasts. So a very common procedure would be a mastopexy or a breast lift, which can often be used to improve and enhance the shape and volume of the breast. This can often be combined with a breast implant procedure to try and give a more enhanced, more youthful and more full looking appearance in the breast. Or another procedure would be a breast reduction, which is necessary to reduce any of the excess volume that you might carry in your breast in order to give you a much more youthful and more proportionate looking result on your breast. Often women after having children can see changes in the rest of their body, particularly the abdomen, and it is a normal result of having to go through pregnancy. This can range from a simple what we call divarication, which means that your muscles are slightly more come apart a little bit more, and we can tighten that up to improve the shape of your tummy. Sometimes women have, other than this resultant laxity of the muscles, excess skin and sometimes excess fat, so we can then go in to reduce that by doing an abdominoplasty procedure, what is known as a tummy tuck. We can often combine the tummy tuck procedure with liposuction, and this is to give you a much more proportionate shape, much more trimmed appearance, so that you can enhance the shape of your abdomen and the shape of your body. There are other procedures that we can add either at the same time or at a different setting, and that includes an arm lift, which can be used in order to tighten the extra skin that you might have on your arms, and all these procedures can be combined together to give you a much more youthful, much more refined appearance, which can often be the case after a number of pregnancies or after significant weight loss. Am I suitable for a mummy makeover procedure? I believe everybody is suitable if they're looking to have an improvement in the shape of their body after pregnancy. Often we can see patients that have very little changes in their body, that we can do very little in order to improve their aesthetic results. This can be women that might have a little bit of excess skin after a pregnancy, or some extra fat that we can address with simple procedures like liposuction or a mini tummy tuck. There are other women that need slightly more extensive procedures, particularly after having more than one children, and that might include a combination of liposuction with abdominoplasty or a tummy tuck in order to give them the shape that they desire. More commonly, women that have children will have changes to their breasts, which can be a result of either breastfeeding or the changes that women see during their pregnancy. And the procedures that we can do to help those people will include things like a simple breast lift, which might only require a bit of excess skin removal, or the introduction of breast implants in combination with extra skin removal in order to give women the more youthful, more perky appearance that they might be looking for in their breasts. Mummy makeover procedure doesn't require women to have a very dramatic change to their bodies in general. It can be a procedure that can be offered to those with very small changes, but also those that have had perhaps more than one children or are slightly older and might require more than one procedures in order to achieve the result that they're after. How long do the results last after a mummy makeover procedure? Again, this depends on how much work, how much surgery you require to have in order to achieve your results. As with everybody, unfortunately, time will have some changes to your body that might come at some point later on in your life. But For most patients, I will recommend this procedure for a result that might last them for about a decade, and there's often a need to have some revisional procedures in order to keep the body looking as useful as one might desire. And these procedures might include things like changes to the implants themselves, or further liposuction in order to remove maybe a bit of extra fat that might have deposited over the years. But overall, these results will have a long-standing result. But everybody should appreciate that as your body ages, the collagen and the genetics of your body will change as well, and consequently there will be some changes that will be seen further on down the life. What one, however, has to remember that by keeping yourself healthy, exercising, avoiding smoking, excess alcohol, and in general looking after yourself will improve the longevity of these procedures, and you will go on looking as good as you are almost after surgery for a much longer period of time. What's the recovery from a mummy makeover procedure? The recovery time from a mummy makeover procedure basically depends on the number of procedures you require in order to get the desired result that you want to achieve. For very simple procedures like perhaps liposuction, your recovery time will be very quick. You probably require to have approximately 5 or 6 days of work, and then you should be back to normal within about 2 to 3 weeks after surgery. For more invasive procedures, for example, an abdominoplasty, obviously the recovery time is a little bit longer. We'll recommend patients to take off about a week after work in order to recover and increase their mobility and control some of the pain that you might experience after surgery. But in general, the recovery time should be about 6 weeks, whereby we will recommend avoiding any heavy exercise, any heavy lifting, and wearing your compression garments in order to get the desired results. If you then combine your surgery with other procedures, including a breast augmentation with implants, or a body lift or a breast lift, then that will also add to the recovery time, and you might expect your initial recovery at home to be maybe closer to 10 days. But in general, most patients, even those that have combination surgery, will require about 6 to 8 weeks before they can definitely return back to their normal activities, including exercising and so forth. We also recommend patients to wear their garments for as long as possible in order to improve their outcomes. But in general, the procedure recovery time will range from about 2 weeks if you're having a very small amount of work done, to approximately 6 to 8 weeks if you are either combining a couple of procedures or you're having more invasive surgery like a tummy tuck. What is the cost for a mummy makeover procedure? Obviously, as mummy makeover procedure can cover a number of procedures, it is very important to meet your surgeon prior to understanding what surgery you require, and also to get an understanding of what the cost entailed with this procedure is. Once you've met the surgeon and once you've agreed what the surgery will be, which will be there made available for you in order to achieve your goals, you will liaise with your patient coordinator, and the patient coordinator will give you a code about the procedure itself. It is also important to be aware that there are finance options that are available to you if you wish to go down that route, as that will help you achieve your surgery and your surgical goals and your aesthetic goals by spreading out the cost over a longer period of time.